Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Human beings, again, I've got my mothers, my great mothers. Maybe today, which great mothers of mine can I be? The mothers in the Hawaii. Hawaii. You know, many people have never known that I once lived in Hawaii. Hawaii is one of my, yes, I have great mothers in that land, or that island of Hawaii. But I won't go too much into detail. I just want to show human beings that we, my mothers, they've always cherished the beauty that they usually recorded in their traditions as either as great ways to interpret the beauty of life. My mothers of Hawaii, my great mothers and beautiful mothers, and the girl child and the prime great mothers who are in their 20s. I say happy birthday to you all. Yes, happy birthday to every beautiful great mother from the island of Hawaii. I say happy birthday to the little babies born today in Hawaii, as well as to the little boys born today in Hawaii. My beautiful birthday song is Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I shahad la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, to every beautiful mothers of mine in that great land, great island of Hawaii. Yes, my mothers. Yes, my beautiful birthday song is Allahu Akbar, 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 Allahu Akbar. I shahad la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. Today, because I'm in Hawaii, I'm with my great mothers who told me the beauty of life. The great mothers of the Hawaii Islands, the flowers. My mothers of the great island of Hawaii taught me that life is a very, very beautiful. They could dress in flowers and they sway with the rhythms of the azan in the air. Beautiful mothers in their prime years dancing on a song. I can't remember a tradition and what that song used to be called. But mothers would dress in very, very beautiful flowers. They could go and pick the best of whatever and they put them all over the board, and then they sway with the azan of Mother Nature. And that song, I wish, I pray, I'll present it to you today. That is the song I say today, I'll sing to you. And that song is Allahu Akbar, 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 Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar. That is when my grandma told me that indeed, glorified be to the most holy, glorified Almighty Allah, who created we, the women. My grandma used to say that to me. Glorified be to the most holy, glorified Almighty Allah, who created we, the women, as flowers, beautiful flowers. On a very beautiful day, all flowers kind of blossom and show their beauty. And my grandma said, indeed, whenever I used to smile, even up to today when I smile, I do see the beauty in this very most holy, beautiful religion, Islam. I do see the beauty that no man can interpret except you, my beloved Dada, Dawood. When you use it, Dada, Dada, yes, that is my name, Dawood. Grandma used to say, yes, you know, the bees. You as a bee, you could fly along and you take you smell the fragrances of perfume. Very, very beautiful, exuberant fragrances of perfumes that Allah had put in those flowers while you were doing the pollination thing, and as well as doing your salah. With the nectar he took, the nectar he took from us, the nectar he took really bore results. And Allah is very generous to those who love this very beautiful region, because the flowers at that time can look back and say, yes, indeed, Allah gave the nectar that this being collected from the flowers of Hawaii, that the bee, the product that the bee makes, it has no time limit. It lives, you can live and travel 10,000 years in outer space. You come back, the first thing you take out where you stored your bee honey, and you start licking, tasting how beautiful it is. That's how Allah answered my prayers. I said, Grandma, yes, yeah, I'm back here on Mother Planet Earth, and I can hear you celebrating there in your higher heaven. And I say, my grandma, I love you. I love the mamas, I love my mothers. In those days, when my great-grandma, who was then my mother, she could always, whenever she goes, say, Dawood, smell that flower for me. I check that one. Which one do you think, the day when we do the beautiful dance of the flowers here in Hawaii, check which one is the best? I said, Grandma, every flower is very beautiful. Even those on mango trees, they're very beautiful. They produce succulent mangoes. I said to Grandma, Mama, I'll tell the future generation to plant trees, plant trees, plant trees, plant vegetables, plant flowers, plant trees. If that's a song I have to sing, I'll sing it too. Plant trees, 50 trees, fruit trees. Plant avocado trees. Plant mango trees, apples. Plant any tree that the fruit that you've ever eaten and it tasted sweet. Plant it and leave it for future generation, that they get to know how life was in your times, you men of today. And make sure, if you plant that tree, do you know what happens? That tree, if you plant, it's a guaranteed inheritance to future generations. Whereas your money in your bank account, numerous, means nothing to any of those whatever. Because it's Allah who guarantees the seed that you put in, you planted the tree. Allah guarantees an inheritance to your children or to a future generation, to even to the birds. You know those flying birds. You can put a nest there. And if it produces little birds, they too they will produce. So that way, you are a very good investor. Grandma, happy birthday to you. I always love you, and I will do. Happy birthday to every new baby born in America and around the world. Happy birthday. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. I shahada la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. As-salam Akbar. As-salam Akbar. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Akbar. Happy birthday to every new baby born girl, new baby boy around the world, and even the 90-year-old grandma in Hawaii. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, me and the grandma, we came near this planet Earth, and nowadays we are what you call human, they call them, the modern men, they call us aliens. They call us aliens. No, we were here a long time ago before these boys were born. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi. Grandma, have a very beautiful day. Teach the American children that indeed the Greenland thing is a Greenland. Allah Akbar, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. It's a good project, because if you plant greens on your veld as flowers, we are in Hawaii. We plant flowers even in our bedroom, like you're somewhere around the world, you put them in your pot. We put them as whatever designs of our forecourt, the vegetables. And they produce flowers. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely, really? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to every new baby born girl, new baby born boy around the world. And happy birthday to every grandma. Happy birthday to every grandma. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Islam is a very, very beautiful religion. Tell it to the mountain, tell it to everyone. Happy birthday to all.
Allah Akbar. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear humanity, I've come again to discuss and look at Islam, the most holy, beautiful religion that every human being was created. Now today, we go back to look at health. The topic or the subject is health, and we're going to look at the responsibilities of women. This topic of health is mainly for women and young girls and women. Dear mothers, I would send my salutation to every one of you around the world that Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear mothers, dear young women, dear young girls, dear humanity, today we are looking at health and the responsibilities of mothers to their children, the responsibilities of young girls to their bodies, and the responsibilities of young women to their bodies as they are growing up. But we will start with the responsibility of a mother and the responsibility of a mother. Dear human beings or dear mothers, first of all, I'll try and explain to you why Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion from which every living human being was created. And you as mothers, girls, or you were a mother, you were a female, you were tasked, you were given a task, a very special task. That special task is to carry, to produce human beings, to produce children, or to produce children, offsprings. That task is a very, very great task. It's a very honorable task, and it is a very important task for the survival of human beings living on planet Earth, or human being survival or to stay in existence. The task was given to women to carry children or creations in the womb, which are children, and that task carries a lot of responsibilities, and a lot of rewards and greatness. Because, and I will repeat it, I want to testify to you that, dear women, dear mothers, dear young girls, you are very, very beautiful creations. You are very, very special, beautiful creations created by Allah, and you are honored by Allah to look and raise your families on planet Earth, to raise children, to raise us when we are children, to guide us so that when we are on this planet, we are given the guidance or the beauty of enjoying the beauty of harmony, the beauty of peace. Because every woman is, as I said, women are very, very beautiful creations. And to that, when she carries a child in her womb, the first thing that puts a smile on a mother's face is the beauty of the children that she has been carrying for the 9 months. And as the child arrives on the planet Earth and starts growing up, every day of that child's changes. When she's more, she's a 2-year toddler, this and that. All those changes, they are very, very pleasing in a very special way. Because only women know that. Only women know the beauty of human beings. Only women are the ones who know the beauty of human beings, or the beauty of what they carry in their womb for 9 months. So with that, Allah has given you what you call a task, and that task was not properly explained to you, because most of the people who have been trying to interpret these ayahs, they were not guided properly. But let's start again and look at you as a woman. It doesn't matter, because women are very special creations. It doesn't matter whether now you identify yourself as a Christian. I'll show you why you are a Muslim. You may be having a name of a Christian, whatever, but to be very frank with you, to be very open and very, very clear, I want you to hear and understand this very, very beautiful interpretation, that every woman on this planet, every woman on this planet is a Muslim. And every woman that gives birth to a child, that child is a Muslim. Every creation of living human beings on this planet, they are Muslims. Why? Women, you are born and you grow from a 1 day old little girl to a 20, 30, 40, 50, and in the process of, in the stages of growing up, there are changes that occur in your body. These are changes which have very, very special connections to planet Earth, very, very special connections to the moon in the sky, very, very special connections to the sun in the sky, very, very special connections to the solar system of this planet Earth, and very, very special connections to the 7 near galaxies, to the solar system of planet Earth. That connection, it's interpreted as a frequency or a pulse that works you with your body the very day you are born. It starts working with your body as a baby. That your body goes through changes, preparing you for the big day when you yourself are able to carry a womb. But this frequency, or the what we call a pulse frequency, which is registered in Mother Earth, it's registered in the moon, it is registered in the sun, it's registered in the solar system of planet Earth, and that pulse, frequency pulse, is registered in the 7 near galaxies as well as the entire universe. And that very special frequency pulse is the code of Islam, the code of life, the code of Islam, the code of life, which manages your body, that it brings changes, whereby when you reach a certain age, your body develops breasts on your chest, and breasts are also very special creations on a woman, because in them there is an interpretation that indeed your body, or in that when a woman, a girl develops breasts, and also she enters the reproductive cycles, whereby she goes into menstrual periods. Her body is in good, somehow we can say that it's responding, or her body is responding to the pulse, the frequency pulse of Islam that is registered in the moon, as well as in the sun, as well as in planet Earth, as well as in the solar system, as well as in the 7 near galaxies, as well as the entire universe. So that makes you one of the most special creation as a woman, because your body is what registers that pulse of Islam, that very beautiful holy pulse, frequency of Islam, of the code of Islam, the code of life, is the code that registers whether you are carrying a womb of a boy or a girl. It's the code that guides and leads you the continuation of life for human beings on planet Earth. So this makes you a very special creation, because you are the one who are supposed to, you are given that task by Allah, who created you and who created everything that exists. So today we are looking, I'm going to show you your responsibilities as women. We've seen that you are very special creations which have a frequency pulse of Islam in your bodies, that your bodies respond to the changes of the sequencing rotations of the nearest object to planet Earth, the moon. The moon is a Muslim living creation. The moon in the sky is a Muslim. The religion is Islam. The sun in the sky, its religion is Islam. The planet Earth, its religion is Islam. So we've looked at the changes that a woman goes through from day one until she becomes of age, or she develops her breasts and enters into the cycles of reproductive or whatever processes, in which she develops her breast, and after developing breast, every month her body registers new programs in her system that are making her ready to be able to carry a womb, to carry a child, a creation in her body. That creation, all those mechanisms, applications are mainly done to support and allow your body to be able to carry a creation which is a Muslim, and you a Muslim. As we looked at what we said the other day. We looked at how does the very first day when a newborn child comes out of the womb of a woman, a newborn child, as soon as she comes out of the womb of a woman, she makes a noise. She makes a noise because that noise is what she has been given as a code to register in her mother's brain, middle, in the center of the brain, here in the head, in the center of the head of the brain of a woman. There's Arab created something there that responds to the voice or the response to the signature of the voice of the name, the most holy, beautiful name, Allah. Because as soon as the child comes out of the womb of a mother, she will make a noise. On planet Earth today, in present time, many women think that the child is crying. No, the child is not crying, because the child has never used her tongue to speak any word. She uses a special signature in the middle of the throat here. Allah created a signature, a very, very holy, beautiful signature, which commands or which allows the child to say Allah, 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 Allah to the mother. Whereas when she's saying that, or people on the planet think that the child is crying, but she's registering that special, beautiful, holy name in the mother's brain. Once the mother hears that her body, whatever in the middle of her head, hears that noise that the child is making, it will trigger her body to respond by releasing milk from her breast to feed the newborn child. So those are things that are done according or by a divine holy or a divine holy decree of Allah. An absolute divine holy decree of Allah. That Allah commands the baby that as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, testify to her this name or this holy, most beautiful name. Because when the child is in the womb, she does not know anybody else. She does not know the mother who is carrying her. She does not know anybody. She knows only Allah. She knows only Allah. My people, my mothers who bring who produce you. You any child in your womb, she doesn't know you, and you don't know how she looks like. You don't know how the baby looks like. You don't know what she feeds. You don't know how she feeds. You don't know anything about her. So Allah who created her, who creates her, who is her friend when she's in the womb, tells her, as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, tell her or say these words to her. She'll be able to register my beautiful, most holy name in the center of her brain, and that will trigger her to give you a milk to welcome you on planet Earth with a special feeding beauty of milk. My people, my mothers, you are all living Muslims, and you are very special creations that Allah allows your bodies to work hand in hand with the frequencies of the universe and with the frequencies of the sun, the religion of Islam. The religion of Islam, the most holy, beautiful religion, the religion of life. Works, your body is a testimony of the beauty of the religion of Islam. Because with the creations in your womb, the task that was given to you is a testimony that a very loud, very, very loud shouting noise to every human being on this planet, that indeed Islam is the most holy, beautiful religion, whereby it works with the woman's body the very day she's born until the very day she becomes able to carry a baby in her womb too, as well as producing that baby, and that baby, as soon as it comes off the womb of a woman, that girl who was a one day little girl, the first name she testifies is Allah, the most holy, beautiful name, the name that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad and Prophet Musa, that is the most holy, beautiful name of the most holy, glorified, almighty Allah, who molds a woman and make her body that every 30 or 28 days or 27 days or 29 days, her body renews its red and white blood cells. It goes into what we call a renewal, so that our body can balance the gravity dynamics, the reproductive gravity dynamics of planet Earth with the reproductive gravity dynamics of the moon, with the reproductive gravity dynamics of the sun, as well as other energies that I cannot talk about. Because what happens is, if a woman's body is not in line with the moon as well as Earth and the solar system, that woman cannot become pregnant. If a woman says it's kind of confusing or whatever, she will find a little bit difficult. And if you check around the world, there are records of women who cannot get pregnant. In one way, they cannot get pregnant. That is not because they are whatever, but their bodies have to have the pulse of their bodies, the what we call a frequency pulse of their bodies has to be able. The Islamic frequency pulse of the body of the woman has to be it's very protected from things that damages it, because there are things that damages this pulse. For instance, if you're a woman who is exposed to alcohol can easily alter and damage that connection, that frequency pulse of the moon to your body, and that frequency pulse of Mother Earth, planet Earth, to your body. And once this is cut off, you will find that it's very difficult for such a woman to become pregnant. Very, very difficult. And if she becomes pregnant, the pregnancy will be very, very difficult for her to go through the 9 months, because she cannot go through the interaction, the constant interaction between the 7 near galaxies to planet Earth, because that is a very tiring experience. Some women, they tell you they are not able to sleep for almost 24 hours. As I told you the other day, that the interaction of a woman's body with the 7 galaxies, because the 7 near galaxies, planet Earth, has to do the mapping of the creation in the womb of a woman, as well as mapping the area of the 15 radius kilometer area around where that woman lives. As well, there are so many programs involved, because the program that is mapped by 7 galaxies as well as the solar systems is what is a program that is meant to keep human beings in continuation of surviving and living on planet Earth. As that program, when a child comes out of the mother's womb, she begins stage 2. In the process of growing up, that program kind of is always on a human being in the process of registering and updating its system. Those are what brings out the changes in a person. Because you as human beings, you cannot see yourself that you cannot say, I saw myself growing up last night. I'm of the 2 inches. That is not in the capacity of human beings to understand that. That is not in the capacity of a living human being to see herself that last night I was still what these inches, now I'm this. No, that is not the capacity of a human being. So it's important as mothers to be very, very aware and find a new path to understand Islam as a very, very special religion. As your bodies are very, very special. You as women, your bodies are very, very special. You are very, very special creations, which you should respect and love the religion of Islam, because it's the most holy, beautiful religion from which every living human being was created. And most of you women, sometimes when you wake up, before you do anything else, you have to look in the mirror. The reason why you do look in the mirror is to see, is your face, is your cheeks sparkling? Are they sparkling? Are they beautiful? That alone tells you that indeed you are very special, beautiful creations, which were given a task to guide humanity to the beauty of that, what you look at when you look in the mirror and you see yourself, even when your mother smiles, when your little girl smiles, there's that beauty is what explains the beauty of the most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. The most holy, beautiful religion of Islam. And you were given a special share of that religion as women. You have a very special share of the religion of Islam, because it's you who carries the womb, or a creation in the womb, and that creation is a Muslim creation that is meant to keep the line of continuation of human beings on planet Earth. So what I want to explain also is the task, when you are given the task to produce and carry a womb for 9 months. Remember that when a child is born, that child spends at least the first 13 years of that baby's life with the mother. So with that, you as women, I beg and I plead with you to teach your children, and do not ever allow your children to indulge in any act or tantrum acts of violence. Tantrum acts of violence. Because these are the children who, when they grow up, they are they kind of, as they're growing up, if a child behaves in a tantrum way that exhibits some kind of violence, you as a mother, you are required, because you are required to guide that child that is not allowed in the community, in the human life. Because if you allow that child to continue with tantrums of violence, as that child grows up, those things develops into things that at a certain age, you as a mother, you won't be able to manage your child. So as a mother, when a child exhibits violence and whatever, stop it and say, do not enter into that whatever. It's forbidden by He who created you. Who gave you this beautiful face? Who gave you this beautiful face? Who gave you this whatever? It's forbidden for a human being to think of other human beings as objects of torture, objects of play, objects of mutilation. It's forbidden. So as mothers, you are given the task that the first 13 years of a child's life, develop it that if he's a boy, tell him that, my boy, never in your life, never think of that you hurt other people. It's not allowed. The way you see you love me as your mother, you love me the same way you should do. Give that whatever in a harmonious whatever to them, that this is peace. This is what we are supposed to enjoy as creations. Because, for instance, when you are raising boys, today you see that most of the conflicts where violence and bloodshed are involved is men who go and stand on the front line and throw weapons from the other side to the other side. But if they are guided and say, my children, we don't need to throw a ballistic missile to another whatever, because those people on the other end are human beings. We need harmony. We need to find a way to stop bloodshed of one another. Because Allah has forbidden human beings to share the act of shedding blood of one another. Allah has forbidden that. So you as mothers, I give you a guidance today. If you are to look in the Holy Quran properly, you find that you task as a woman that brings a child on this planet. Even before I go there, you as a mother who has brought a child on this planet, if they come and tell you, oh, your boy, we are taking him to fight in such and such a war, why can't those people who say that we are taking your boy to fight such and such a war, and he's going to fight fellow human beings, why can't those say, you as a mother, you should work and find a solution that there are no wars in the future. There are no wars whereby your children who you raised, who you carry for 9 months, ended up being taken to go on in a war and kill other people, or he to be killed. You should do, you as mothers who raise children, because you know the beauty of the children. You know how painful it is to give birth to children. You know how difficult it is to go through the 9 months with a child in your body. So when you bring that child on this planet, guide them. If he's a boy, teach them that the war is not allowed, so that the acts of war can be erased from the memories of men, so that they look at peace as a priceless tool, a priceless whatever that can enjoin humanity and bring the unity of every human being to live in what Allah decreed, that is peace and harmony, to dispense peace and harmony to every one of your creations as human beings. So with that, Allah has commanded every woman, every human being to learn the Quran, to learn and read and recite, and learn and read and recite, and learn what are the responsibilities you have as a woman to look after your body as you are growing up. What are the responsibilities that you have when the time comes when you are married? What is your responsibility when you are pregnant? What is your responsibility when a newborn is born? What is your responsibility to your parents? What is your responsibility to your children? What is your responsibility to your husband? So, mothers, we are going to go back and look at the relationship between a woman and the moon, and the changes that go through when she gets every monthly period cycles. Because we saw that the child is born in the very first day. The moon and the thing, they have a stake in the growing up of the child. Planet Mother Earth has a very big stake, because she has to produce what your child will eat. She's tasked, Planet Mother Earth is tasked to produce the food that your child will eat, or that all the time that she'll be on planet Earth. So as a mother, you are tasked to pick it from where you pick it for the farm or your garden or your whatever, and then put it on, cook it and prepare it and put it on the table, and so on and so on. So these are the things that make your bodies. These are what we call things that they look normal to you. That cooking a meal every day is normal. Yeah, it's normal, but it carries more than that, because whatever that you consume, you put in your body as a woman, that you provide for your children and whatever, has an application that if it's not clean for your child, for which is the thing in Islam where we say this is, Allah has forbidden women from the consumption of alcohol. Allah has forbidden men and women from the consumption of alcohol. And with that, you as a woman, you're not supposed to put alcohol anywhere near you. As a young girl, the very day you were born, my mothers, I said, when we started this program, I said, this interpretation goes to both those people who identify themselves as Christians as well as those who know that they're real Muslims. To those who are Christians, or who say they are Christians, I'll show you something that as we've seen, that the moon works with your body, because the religion of the moon is Islam. The religion of the moon is Islam. The religion of the sun, the sky is Islam. The religion of planet Earth is Islam. That's why it makes your body to respond to it's not you as a woman that you tell the moon that today I want to go in my menstrual period. It's not you as a woman. It's the mechanism, the principle, the application of the frequency, the powerful frequency in the moon, the powerful frequency of an absolute divine decree of Islam that commands your body that after these days, after 28 days or 29 days, your body goes into renewing, it's removing dirty, whatever, unhealthy birth gravity dynamics and balance your body, so you remove what is old, and a new program is put in your body so that your body can balance both the gravity dynamics of planet Earth, can balance with the gravity dynamics of reproductive dynamics of the moon, and can balance with the gravity dynamics of the sun in the sky, as well as other applications. And these applications do also in water, they are in the environment around you as a woman. Because men, they have no, the task of men, as I showed you, the task of a man in your presence is, if you were like in long time ago when people used to live in wild or whatever, the task of a man is to, when an animal approaches your whatever, the man is to shout and say, chase it off. That's why in modern times you interpreted it the other way around. You end up fighting your fellow human beings. Men have been kind of conditioned and trained that you're going to fight your fellow human beings. That is forbidden. It's forbidden for a man to go and fight another man. When he looks at him and say, and you throw a ballistic and the other one throw this and that. That is forbidden. Because Allah gave you what we call a percentage of mental development, whereby you as a mother, you can recognize, this is my child, a little girl, this is my child, a little boy, this is my husband, this is my mother, this is my father, this and so on. That's what we call a percentage of mental development. That mental development does not allow, because you as mothers, some of you are lucky that you have a farm, you have on your farm, you have domesticated animals, and you also have your children. But you see that animals, you have different parts of different, whatever, you have chicken, you have goats, you have rabbits, you have this and that, and horses and what have you, pigs and what have you. But they all feed on your farm without the horse coming out of nowhere and start fighting the chicken. But these are different what? So the same way that you look at the intelligence, the percentage of the mental development of a horse, and compare it with the mental development of a person, because you as a human, you have those animals, you call them your animals. They're domesticated, you manage them. Because a horse can come nowhere, have no A horse cannot come out of nowhere and he say, this person is my property. I put her on my farm. It's you as a human who are given a percentage of mental development whereby you are even able to keep animals and you even say that they belong to you because you are keeping them on your farm. So when you're on your farm, a horse doesn't come out of nowhere tearing the chicken apart or tearing the goat apart. So that way, a man's brain has been told that you are given mental development, a percentage of mental development, to be able to articulate and look at the other human beings and say, dear human beings, what is a human being supposed to give to another human being? Not a ballistic missile. It's to dispense harmony, a salutation of Assalam, which was given to the father of all living human beings, Adam alayhi salatu wassalam. Prophet Adam alayhi salatu wassalam was given a salutation of peace to greet all the angels. So today, that whatever percentage of men development for men to recognize that those are our species, our kind of creations, but in a different color or in a different latitude on this planet or in a different longitude on this planet. But they are all human beings. Whereby you can say the people who live in China have developed cities like Hong Kong. People who live in America have a city like New York. A Chinese can travel to New York because he knows that the people in New York are human beings. I'm an American, can travel to Hong Kong and because he knows that there are people in Hong Kong. And when he gets to Hong Kong, these interaction, you exchange words. You talk to your whatever that this is a bit funny, they take care of. But in modern times, that kind of thing is always being thrown with when I look at the news or sometimes when I look at whatever, you hear stagnant sick men saying, this country is developing so fast, it's better than us, and this is it. No, that's not supposed to be like that. Life is not supposed to be like that. If you are created and you consume 5 kilos of food every day, if you were to eat more than that, I think you find it very difficult. Process the body to process that food over. Or when you eat, you are supposed your body can only take, let's say, 3 kilos a day of food. If you know, because these people they have to extra food than us, we have to take it from them. If you put 10 kilos in a stomach which is meant to manage only 3 kilos of food every day, I think you become unwell. So the reason why you have what you call a percentage of mental development, to use it and articulate and reason, have accountability with your reasoning. Respect and accountability. The same. For instance, some of you have children, as mothers, you are the people who bring up children. Some of your children, you should guide them using the Holy Quran as a guidance. Not something whereby your child, you are walking and she says, Mommy, I see a toy gun. A child giving your child a toy gun in all stages of her life. These are the children who, by the age of 8 and whatever, they start exhibiting militant episodes and tantrums, whereby they would come and tell you, your child fought so and so at school. Your child fought so and so at school. But as a mother, you are supposed to teach your child. There is no fight in the same way that child looks up to you as a mother. The same way she should do. We've been commanded to dispense equal the beauty that you look in your mother when you see your mother and you humble yourself before her. It's the same way you're supposed to humble yourself before anybody else who is not your mother. Because there is no need for men to shed blood, to spill blood over another human being. Because I showed you a horse, you have a farm whereby you have a horse, you have goats, you have this and that. But a horse does not come racing and chasing the chicken and this and that to tear it apart. No. They are supposed to live in harmony. The same way, You are supposed to live in harmony with the percentage of mental development that is in a human body or in a human whatever, to use it and dispense peace and harmony at all time or in your society, not war. Because you are mothers, you are children, as I told you. You bring up a child, 9 months you carry that child, and from 9 months you look after him or her until he's 13 or 14. And then after that you say, oh, my child, you go to, and when they shoot him, what will he say? When he goes to one, they take a call you and say, your child has been killed in a war. Would you say, oh, you should stop men preparing or manufacturing weapons and drumming and singing the song of war, the dance of war. In the dance of war, no one survives. The violence is not a part of life. Violence is not a part of life. And it shouldn't be. Because Allah created us and said, He put a holy divine and said, men and women, men, do not shed blood of one another. Do not shed blood one of another. And do not cause psychological or physical mutilation of one another. Because this task, I think, I don't know what happened, but it was taken away from the women, and your children were taken away and taken to be slaughtered in what we call wars, unnecessary wars between men and men. Whereas you have dogs or whatever, horses in your house, in your farm, and they never fight. The whole year a horse will never come and fight nobody. No, he will never go and say, I'm fighting a goat on the farm. And the horse is a mental whatever development. Maybe it looks a little bit lower than yours as a human being who can reason and articulate reason and have a reasoning accountability to recognize that this is my mother, this is my child, this is my 2 little daughter, this is my uncle, this is my sister. So, my people, women, this information, one of the most important things you have to know as women, that you are all living Muslims on this planet. And every child that sits in a womb of a woman, that child is a Muslim. Every child that has ever sat in the womb of a woman for 9 months, that child is a Muslim. And you as mothers, you are Muslim. I showed you that as soon as a child comes out of a mother's womb, she makes a noise to register her presence that she has arrived on this planet. When the noise she makes is the most holy, beautiful name, Allah. Though she has never used her tongue to say that word, she's forced to use the special signature in her throat. As to you today in modern times, men and women think that a child is crying. No, the child is not crying. She's registering this most holy, beautiful name, Allah, to the mother who carried her for 9 months, because the mother did not know how the baby looks like, did not know how she looks like. And the child did not know how the mother looks like. The only way the code that enjoins these two, the mother and the child, the newborn child to her, is the special, the most holy, beautiful name, Allah, which is that once that name is mentioned, it demands peace, because peace, or the salutation of As-Salam, is what was given to the father of all living human beings. And it's the same whatever that Allah demands, that if a child mentions my name, you as a mother who carried her for 9 months, give her peace, protection, love her. The same way you were protected by your mother the very day you arrived on this planet. So as mothers, as young girls, discard the religion which the belief that I've seen on this planet, which has caused men and women to shed blood of one another. The religion of where you people were told that you say you utter blasphemy, that you crucify the Son of God. That is a blasphemous, evil, whatever that is, psychological tool that they've used against every one of you for years to misguide you and to make you as mothers who carry a child for a month even participate in the torture and the mutilation of your own children by allowing them to join gangs of men who shed blood of one another. It's forbidden for a man or a woman to spill blood or to engage in confrontation of what we call war. It's not allowed. So mothers, you are educated in modern times. Use your influence, use your positions to push men out of the corridors of making decisions of taking your children to be killed in wars, senseless wars, to shed blood in senseless wars which are not necessary whatsoever, because you are given a mental development not to explode ballistic missiles on a 3-year-old little girl in a refugee camp. Mothers. Okay. We've seen what is the responsibilities that you as mothers, for years, many of you have been kind of pushed away from the truth of your true religion, the true religion of your bodies, the religion that allows, because Mother Nature lives that religion 100% and more without leaving anything behind.